Hello, Consequentialist Ethical Theories. This chapter made me think a lot, so I got it written all down. As I was reading through all the different theories that were presented in the chapter, I started to kind of question um, what do I believe? What theory, if any, could I apply to the way that I look at the world right now, currently, and what are the drawbacks, what are the positives, and of this theory, and what authority might I be subject to? I think Richard Doss put it best because it was just so succinct that the five sources for moral beliefs, which would be authority, culture, emotion, intuition, and reason. So I started to think about where my moral beliefs stem from, and the first thing that came to mind would have to be authority, and specifically religious authority. I was raised in a religious household, and even though I don't practice, I do recognize that a whole lot of beliefs that I hold about the world and the people in it do come from that religious upbringing. So, continuing along those lines, I started to ask myself, what other authority was I subject to? Maybe like the authority of the United States government. But then again, I'm not in the States right now, so I'm not subject to their laws. So, in this case, religious or divine authority would trump governmental authority. And I think many Christians would agree with that and have said, even though it's been the subject of some controversy, that they are in fact Christians before they are Americans. And that is because they believe that their moral values, their moral beliefs are given to them by a higher power. So how does that sort of worldview reconcile with utilitarianism? I don't think it really does, because whether act or rule, the processes of utilitarianism are more based, I think, in reason and in culture, and the authority could be wrong. So, for example, if a governing authority over a certain province bases its authority in religious doctrine but mistreats its citizens, then the citizenry would have the moral obligation to rise up and stop that mistreatment for the good of community. And we see that all over the world in different populations. We see that from protests to revolutions. And obviously, well, where should we get our moral beliefs from? It obviously can't just be one of the aspects that Doss mentions. We have to kind of navigate and be familiar with all of them and put them together. Definitely be familiar with all of them so that we can deal with other people's moral beliefs.